Most of these group stage Overwatch World Cup matches are predictable 2-0s that aren't particularly close, but Japan vs France was easily the most entertaining match of day one, showcased teams playing various comps that fit their strengths, and was a pretty decent skill level. Team Japan all came from Veril, who were the runners-up in the most recent APAC contenders. Team France, on the other hand, is a hodgepodge of French talent headlined by Poco, Ben Best, FD God, and to a lesser extent Nico Godhand, but I mean he wasn't even the best Nico in this match, so what does that say? On the first map of Samoa in pro Overwatch ever, we got a Sigma mirror on downtown, but the highlight was Cookie going buck wild on Echo with artillery support from Nico no Godhand. While being only sustained by a brig pack, he easily absorbed pressure from the French hit scans, and Japan won round one pretty decisively. Moving over to Beach, Japan switched it up with KSG, the long lost brother of KSF and KSP, on the Doomfist with Tracer Sojourn, while France maintained Signa solidarity. This round was much closer, with France taking the initial cap with an early pick on a Cookie, but Japan's dive gained some traction and was the first to 99%. Even on the Tracer, Cookie continued to be an absolute force. He basically ratatouille'd France from their own backline and had huge fight turning clutches. Unfortunately for Japan, France managed to trigger the overtime and secure the round with ults, and for some reason, with 82% on the board, mid swapped off of Kiriko onto the brig, which is 17% left on lane. It's an absolutely curious choice because they had guaranteed touches no matter what. So we pull up to Volcano and KSG stays on the Doomfist, but Cookie quickly ends up on Echo and he picks right up where he left off in round one. Poco was doing all he could on the Sigma, but between the synergy and playmaking from Japan, it was just too much. Even though it was a 100 to 95 round, Japan very much felt in control for the majority of it, and they would win map 1. Blizzard World was a 4-3 gigabanger. In the initial rounds, Japan took the Sig mirror, but when it was time for real shit, KSG put back on the Doom gauntlet and got down to business. Mihawk came in on Ana and was possessed by the dark spirit of Shu, the way he was hitting huge nades and landing impactful cross-map shots for absolutely zero reason. Poco was even more of a menace this time around, controlling the high ground and dropping into the backline whenever he was feeling it, and honestly, he was the only thing keeping France together at times. He had huge fluxes, massive rocks, and was just eating Alari ult like it's a baguette, I don't know. Without Poco, this France team is in poverty. Japan did more than just play to their strengths to get this win though. They adapted to the situation, like moving Cookie over to Genji on the offense and changing their angle of attack to avoid Poco as much as possible. It is just an absolute shame that Japan was put into the group of doom and need to beat either Saudi Arabia or the US to just make it to top 8. I am praying for them to upset Saudi tomorrow because this team is just so much fun to watch. With that being said, I am an official co-stream partner of the World Cup on Twitch and YouTube, so tap in for an unparalleled viewing experience and be sure to subscribe for more pro Overwatch content. Have yourself a good one. Deuces.